welcome back to the channel. It's Carrie from Carrie Counts Cash. Hope everybody's doing really well. I had a nice relaxing week away in Nova Scotia with my brother and his fam jam, and it was so needed. But we are back to stuff our first paycheck of August, so let's get into it. We have a little bit of a new setup here, and I ended up making this paycheck budget on Canva. I'll zoom in so that you guys can see everything, but I figured it was nice for you guys to have a bit of a visual representation, because not only do I stuff a fair amount of cash every 2 weeks, but I have a lot of envelopes, and it's just easier for you guys to follow along this way, but also just for easier tracking for me. And I said in one of my last videos that I was kind of growing out of the Budget Mom tracker sheets, and it's just because I have so many categories. So I figured we would try something new. If it works, great. If it doesn't, that's okay. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments, and we'll try it. So this week we ended up budgeting for $2,330. We have $2,305 here because I literally just got back from Nova Scotia today, and I was in the car for like 7 hours, and I was so hungry on the way home. So I ended up stopping in the city and buying lunch, and that cost me $25. Now we have $60.09 in my checking buffer, and so I basically just shave off $1 or $2 or what have you if this number is not a denomination of 5 or 10, just to make it a pretty stuffing number, since in Canada we don't have $1 or $2 bills. We only have coins, and I don't want to overburden my envelope with those. So we are going to be putting that money away in our envelopes, and we're going to be talking about the fact that we need to cover $215 in gas. Now, I know I could do that in my weekly check-in video, which I will be filming directly after this one, but it just makes more sense to me to do it here while we're trying to stuff our envelopes for the next 2 weeks. And we've put a little bit of extra money in gas just to kind of try and pay this number back. So bear with me, it might be all over the place, but we're gonna try and do our best. So in my July monthly closeout, I forgot to empty my change purse. So in total, between the Looney and Toonie jar and then just the random change, I ended up putting $10.35 in there, and that started off nicely for August. Now, let's get right into my cash envelopes. The first one that we have is spending. There is $10 left in this. Normally this would go to my $10 challenge. It still may, but we're gonna try and cover the gas money with anything that we have in rollover and a couple sinking funds here and there. So spending, we took out the 10, we're gonna add $20 to that. And set that aside. Next is groceries. Groceries does also have money left. It has $20. This is also going to the side, and we're gonna add 200. So 2 50s, 20, 40, 60, 81. And we may need to make change as we go, just because some of the denominations might have changed where I spent some money last minute, and I've kind of rearranged some of the numbers that I want to put in certain categories without figuring out different denominations. So we'll have to do that as we go. So groceries has $200 in here. Now, gas does have some money left. This is from before we went to Nova Scotia. I have literally been spending on my credit card to keep better track of it. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set this $25 to the side here as well. And we're gonna add our regular $200. Guys, these, you can't really see it, but these $100 bills are so crisp. I stopped at the bank in this city, which is not normal for me, and everything was so beautiful in terms of the $100 bills. Like, they feel brand new. So we're gonna leave our gas envelope with the regular 200, and we are gonna set that aside, but you can see I budgeted for $260 over here on the side. So we're gonna take an extra 20, 40, 50, 60, and I'm gonna set this down here in this pile because this will be going back to pay off this number, and then this we're just not sure of yet. Okay, so fun has $60. We're gonna add $5 to it, and I might actually take the money out of fun to pay back gas. I'm not certain yet what I wanna do, but technically it counts as fun. And then eating out does have $10 left from last week. So again, it will join the pile, and we're gonna put $65 in there. So 20, 40, 50, 65. 20, 40, 50, 65. Oops. And then lastly, beauty has $40 in here, and we're gonna add an additional $30. And I have to rebook my nails for next time because I just got myself squeezed in last minute, but I will need to have my follow-up fill settled here soon. So 20, 40, 60, $70 in beauty. And that is it for our cash envelopes for now, to be discussed or to be continued, I suppose. So what I'm gonna do, because we know we're gonna put this towards gas, is 20, 40, 50, 60. We are going to make this total here $155. Right? Let me see. Don't judge me. Yeah, okay. See, I know what I'm talking about. Okay, so 155 is the money that we have to come up with. So for bills, we're gonna go into them next. For our car payment, we're gonna do $215. 1, 2, 210, and 215. So this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 410, 420, 25, 30. And let's go up here so you guys can actually see. Cell phone is going to get $80, and that's exactly what it has as of now. So with that added, we have 51, 120, 140, 150, 160 in cell phone. Credit card already has money in here from our last check-in of July, but we are going to add our current money for our gas in here now, and then we will follow up with the rest of it. Credit line, we are going to be putting, let's pop over here for a second, $120 in credit line, 100, 120, and we did make that big $500 payment last month, so our balance is down to $8,900 on our credit line. And next, we're gonna go back over to bills. We have insurance, which is gonna get 130, 100, 120, and 130. Loan interest. So this one we've been talking about. We have been stuffing $100 every month for the last 3 months. or more. And what we did was we took the last 3 months, the payments, and we averaged them out. And the average was actually $61.50. So what we're gonna end up stuffing here every month moving forward is going to be $70. Is that what I decided to do, or did I decide to do? No, I decided to do 65. So we're gonna do 30 this time. So 20 and a 10. And this should be enough to cover it, where we've been constantly paying this balance down. Next is power bill, and that will get its usual 110. We had just increased this money last stuffing to account for our latest power bill total, which is $217 a month. We have 100, 200, 210, 220. And we will pay the full $220. Not that it's a whole lot, but basically that extra $3 will give us a bit of a buffer here and there. And that should be enough. Now, subscriptions. We have this one I count as basically my annual stuff, and then this one I use more for monthly. So what I think I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm not sure yet, but I think I wanna renew my Costco membership. But what I want to do before I do that is have all of the money stuffed and ready to go. So I'm going to stuff $15 this month. And I think technically it's in 3 5s. So we're going to do 5, 10, 15. And then 2 of these are actually going to go in my annual, 1 for my Plum Plus, and then 1 for Costco. So we'll just fold these right over. And we'll add them in here. So in annual, this is a total of $15. And Plum Plus is $45 a year. Costco is about $70 for just the basic membership. And then we're gonna put the other $5 just in our monthly subscription for our Spotify and our iCloud. So next time we'll stuff $10 there. Okay. TV internet is gonna get $80. And so it should also have 160. 100, 20, 40, 50, 60. Yep. And lastly for bills is our utilities envelope. This is due in September. It's basically our town water and sewer. And we're gonna add $5. We have enough for September's payment. We are working on next March's currently. We have 100, 150, 170, 190, 210, 215, 220, 225. And our payment is generally about $190 every 6 months. So that's it for bills. Next, we're gonna go into, let's do our high priority sinking funds next. Now, mind you, I saw Faye Funds here on YouTube. She does something really cool, and I think I'm gonna kind of continue the trend. What she does is she stuffs $2 every stuffing minimum in her high priority. And in our low priority, she stuffs at least $1 in every envelope. And I really like that idea. She is, of course, American, but we are gonna do $10 minimum in our high priority sinking funds every stuffing, and in our low priority, $5 minimum. Now, mind you, that doesn't include things like our Christmas envelope, which is fully funded, and just stuff like that. Some things, when I fund them fully, I do keep stuffing, but Christmas is not one of them. So let's start out with car maintenance. Now, in my last video, this did have $50 in it. I just borrowed it for my mom to give to my niece in her card. She needed cash. So I'm gonna restuff that $50 that belongs in there, plus an additional $10 this week. So $60 total in car maintenance. And it's like I never ever took the money away at all. So Christmas is fully funded. That's got $1,000 in the bank. Not stuffing that. Landscaping is gonna get $10. And so this now has 100, 150, 200, 220, 230, 235 in landscaping. Medical has, I believe, 160. We're gonna add 10. We have 100, 120, 140, 150, 160, 165, 170 in medical. And nothing really pending for this as of now. New car is going to get $15. So 10 and 5. A new car has 100, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 650, 660, 665, 670. Polaris is my Kit Kat. He's still up at my mom's and I miss him. I sent him up there because I was going to be gone basically since like Tuesday to now Friday, and by the time I got home it was going to be late, so I said I'll just pick him up on Saturday, and I didn't want him to be alone for that length of time. So he's been at my mom's and he's been having a good time, but I missed a little fluff ball. So this one is for just his everyday stuff, and he's going to get $10. He doesn't need any food or litter for a while, so hopefully we can build this up for a bit. So yes, 50, 70, 80, 90, and I think I took some money out of here for something that I needed to pay him back for, but I can't remember what that was. So I'll have to fix that off camera, because what did I even do? God only knows. Okay, I'll figure that one out. Property tax has 1,000 in the bank, and we're gonna add another 150 right now. 150. So in cash, it has 100, 200, 300, 400. Is it right? Yep, 400, 450, 500, 20, 30, 40. Wait a minute, that's not even close. 100, 200, 300, 400, 450, 500, 520, 530, 540, 545, 550. There we go, 1550 in property tax. So we're moving right along. We are more than halfway there as of this stuffing, which is exciting. We have until like April, May though, so we've got lots of time. And vet visits is exactly what it sounds like. If the Kit Kat needs to go to the vet, this money is for that. So we're gonna add $10, and it has 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 110, 120 in vet visits. And that's it for this binder. So then low priority sinking funds. We have adventures. We took some money out of here for tolls on the way, so we've only got $50. We are gonna take this money aside, and we are gonna put this towards the gas deficit that we have. So that means we owe $105 for gas now. So we're getting there. And for adventures, we are actually gonna add $10. No, we're gonna add $60. So we're gonna take this 50 and this 10, and we're gonna add this to this pile. We are not actually gonna stuff anything in the actual envelope this week. And with that said, we can take this total down to $45. So this is much more manageable. Now, let me see, what else are we gonna do? Budget and planner is gonna get $25. And that's all it has. Clothing is down here. That one's gonna get $5. And DRO is basically like our phone leasing program. That will also get $5. Clothing only had 15 in it, so I didn't bother to pull it out and count it for you guys. So DRO has 100, 200, 220, 240, 250, 255, 260, 265 in that. And then Fireman's Lotto is fully funded. It's got $104. We're not stuffing it. Next is household. It has nothing in it. We're gonna put $25 here. Perfect. Miscellaneous, we're gonna do $10. And it only has 10. Special occasions, for the last time, hopefully I'm not lying to you this time, we shouldn't have anything until October. We just passed my niece's birthday and she's literally like the only thing I can think of until October rolls around, because my sister-in-law is going away for her birthday in September and she won't be expecting any presents because she hates them. So we're gonna put $10 in special occasions. So 20, 30, 35, 40 in there. Toiletries, we're gonna add $20. So now it's got 25. And once I would normally have put that spending rollover in there, you know what guys, based on the fact that we have whittled down our gas deficit to what we have, I think I am gonna take that $10 and put it in my wants envelope. So in wants, we now have $20, $40, $50. And that's it for my sinking funds. For savings, so that is up here. For my emergency fund, we're gonna add $50. This is like what I like to add for baseline for this one every time. We've got 1,000 in the bank for emergency, and then we have 100, 200, 300, 4, 5, 550, 600, 650, 1,700 in our emergency fund. So that is building up nicely. I do like to use this as my 3 to 6 month expense fund, but I may or may not need to buy a dryer. So this may be going away. We will see. Okay, savings. We're gonna put $10 in here. And I said I was gonna take this to the bank. I never ever got there, so we're just gonna like keep stuffing it. So there's 110 now in our cash savings to go into my TFSA at some point. And that brings us to savings challenges. So what do we have left to go in there? Let's count this just really quickly. 100, 200, 250, 300, 350, 370, 390, 410, 420, 430, 440, 450, 455. And I've got an extra $5 here, so what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna chuck it in the pile. Clearly I messed something up, but not really all that stressed about it this week. So let's spread this back out again now that we know how much we're working with. And what we're gonna do for the new format for our savings challenges, I briefly talked about it in one of my last videos, but we're just gonna pull numbers, and if we have enough money, great. If we don't, then we'll just have to roll over what extra cash we cannot really accommodate in any of our number pullings. for next week. So let's deal with this before we do too much else. So we've got that extra $20 from gas, and we will pull that. So then we need $25 more. So we'll take 15, 25, and then this will go towards our challenge. So let's make sure this is 45 bucks. 20, 30, 35, 40, 45. Perfect. So all of this money is going to be going back on my credit card to make up for the gas spending that we did, that we hadn't counted for, and $215 is accounted for just like that. So let's stuff this right into my credit card binder right quickly before we forget about it. Okay, perfect. So in credit card, we have 50, 120, 140, 160, 180, 190, 200, 210, 220, 230, 240, 250, 260, 270, 275, 280, 285 to go back on my credit card, and I will take this back at the end of the month and not before. Okay guys, I know that was convoluted, but we are officially covered as far as our gas spending goes. And so let's actually just play around with our savings challenges at this point. That'll be fun. So we're gonna take, to start out with, we're gonna put our $5 and our $10 bills in our $5 and $10 challenges. So start with the 5s. And it's getting kind of thick, but probably at the end of the month, I will take a lot of this money out and just put it in a jar and then keep it till the end of the year, and we'll tally it up. Because it doesn't take much for those 5s to really fatten up your binders. Okay, so for our $10, we've got a fair wad in here too, so that's good. And I don't count these envelopes in our regular cash stuffings. I do them in bill swaps and end of the month closeout videos. So if you're expecting that, I'm sorry, but it's not gonna happen. So this one that's unlabeled is our $25 per week challenge. So we're gonna grab 50 and we're gonna stuff that right in there. I guess that one was open, because it always gets 50. And then that leaves the rest of the money to play around with, $400, which isn't a bad little bit to stuff in both our $5,000 and our $3,000 savings challenge. So I'm gonna put my iPad off to the side, and I will grab the pineapple that holds the numbers. So orange is for the $5,000 and green is for the $3,000. And I'm trying not to look, but it's hard. So for the $5,000 savings challenge, we'll stuff $100. And I kind of like this setup a little bit more than like budgeting specific amounts for each week, because then this is more like a mystery what we're gonna add to it. We'll just keep stuffing until we can't stuff anymore. We'll put that one to the side, and we'll do, let's do this one. So we've got an $85 for our $3,000 savings challenge. So 50, 70, 80. Let's see if we have a $5 bill in here. We may or may not. Yeah, we do. So 50, 70, 80, 90. We're gonna add $90, and we're gonna take a 5 to make the $85. And we have 80, so let's grab 50, 70, 80. That is going in our $3,000 savings challenge as well. And so maybe we can pull one more for our 5K. We will see. What do we have left? We have 100, 120, 130, 135. So I imagine we're not going to use all of that, but who knows? So 95 is the other one we drew for our 5K. So let me see, do we have a $5 bill here? Yes, we do. So we'll tuck that $100 in there. And left over, we have 20, 30, 35, 40. I don't know, actually, I see right here, I'm kind of cheating. We have $35 in our $3,000 savings challenge. So let's just add that in and we'll roll $5 over for next week. So 20, 35, and we'll roll this over. $20, $30, and $5. Okay, so I'm gonna put this binder away and then we'll fill out our trackers, and that will be the last thing we need to do in this video. Here's my rollover envelope right here. I'll stick that $5 in there. And these are ready to go back in my wallet. Fun we didn't need to use, so that's good. Hi y'all, so I got my trackers up and ready to go. Let's fill them in and then we'll say goodbye. Okay, so we're gonna fill in an 80 because that was our first one that we pulled. And there's one right here. So that's that one, we'll throw that right out. The next one is 85. It's really awesome to knock out some of the bigger numbers. I really like this format. I've already said it, but it's just more of a surprise every week what we get to stuff. And I feel like it's more challenging to do it that way instead of saying, yes, I'm definitely going to put this number of dollars to this challenge. And then I'm just gonna kind of keep this sinking funds bare bones this week or whatever to accommodate it. So I don't know, this seems like more fun to me. We'll see how it goes. It might not work. We'll try it. And then for the 3K savings challenge, the last number we have to fill in for the tracker is 35. So right down here, and this looks like our only $35 amount. So we're getting there. And then we'll pop right over to our $5,000 savings challenge. And we're gonna do 95, which is the first little bubble up here, which works out really well. Okay, and then we have $100. So our first $100 amount is right down here. That's on a new line. That's also exciting. So not as much progress, but we just, you know, this one kind of is what it is because the amounts are bigger and it'll take longer anyway. But altogether, I think that's a fair amount of progress. So I'm happy with it. I'll see you in the next video. That likely will be my weekly check-in for the first week of August. Bye. Thanks for sticking around.